Dragon Ballers, if you're looking to buy Dragon Ball Super or One Piece sealed product, make sure to get 5% off using my link to Mystic TCG down in the description. You can also sell cards to them using their Facebook link, which is also down in the description. Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? We are here with one of our top 8 Worlds Championship participants, Marcus Cantarsi. Marcus, you made it, man. I know not total goal you wanted to get, but still, we're very proud of you, man. How are you feeling about top 8?
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty good. Grateful to have made it to Worlds. I wish I got there all the way, but at the end of a very grindy season, I got to Worlds, so I'm pretty happy about that.
All right, so some of us on the team played Golden Frieza for the Worlds LCQ. You took it all the way to Worlds. Why? Just talk about why the deck was good in this current format.
Yeah, I thought it had a pretty good Crimson matchup, and Crimson was everywhere, so I wanted to play a deck that could beat Crimson and, hopefully spike an event. I did not want to play Crimson mirror matches all day, even if I did really enjoy playing Crimson deck, so went with a somewhat of a counter.
Gotcha. All right, so let's take a look at the leader. We already know what the leader does. Let's go right into the main deck.
Go straight, super combos, SCR, done, right? We all know what those do. Frieza's Call package, we got 12 Frieza's Army, and just one Self-Awakener. I could play Frieza's Call, get that, take a life when I pop it. A little bit of Self-Awaken. Easy, done. Speaking of Self-Awaken, we got Roshi. Only one. Very ballsy. A lot of people give me a lot of flack for this, but I thought it was okay because Red Sin's attacking you, Crimson's attacking you, Gogeta's attacking you. Everybody is attacking you except Trunks Cheetah, Philip, who won the event. He did not attack me. And that was the time where it mattered, and I did not see it. It hurt me big time. Along with more Self-Awakeners, these guys are really good to help you Self-Awaken. I love to pair these up on turn 3 where I play Unison, and then my opponent will be like, hey, I'm gonna swing into their Unison, and I block or negate, take a life, or Time Magic, take a life, and then from there, do other stuff and Self-Awaken. So these are pseudo Self-Awakeners. I like them a lot. I think the ratios are perfect. 4 Frieza Army Reinforcement is too much, and I think 3 Time Magic is also too much. Some combat tricks to combat against aggro. Black Kamehameha is really good. Rest mode 2 things. On defense, draw a card. But also, it's kind of your only removal, which is the weakness of the deck. It doesn't have a very strong removal package. So oftentimes you need to rest mode something, play this, and kill it. The main engine of the deck is the Unison package, which is 4 Higher Dragons and 4 Gohans. I like to play the Gohan on turn 3, just pay 1, bring a Frieza army, pop it, empower into this guy, and then hopefully I had another Frieza army on board. I could awaken, pop that thing on tap 2. And if you get this guy out on board with 5+ markers and 2 energy going into their turn, you're feeling really good in any game. You're just so far ahead at that point, just drawing so many cards. And this Gohan's -3 power is just so powerful. 25k 3 times, it's a lot of power. Crimson eventually runs out of steam. As much as that's crazy to hear, they run out of combo power, and then you just kill them.
Sometimes you do multiple turns.
Yeah, sometimes you could do 2 in a turn, back to back, and that's usually a game. Now, some tech choices. I played 2 Borgos, courtesy of Russell Stelzer. He's the one who told me about it. I like this a lot because against red, I want to pass with 2 open, but if I do, they're going to Brawly Crown me. So when I do play Brawly Crown, I'll just tap 1, play Borgos, rest mode something else on board, leave myself with 1 energy so their crown fizzles, and basically continue the game state. And if red doesn't Brawly Crown me, then I have 2 energy to work with. So it's like a win-win situation. It's a really good check card to have. More personal tech choices. 2 Oceanus. Apologies for the mixed match rarities. I know I get off back on that, but Oceanus is a really good floodgate. It can't, be tyrannical blowed, which is nice. It just stops Crimson if they can't deal with it. Yeah, I think it's just one of the best floodgates in the game, and I want to survive and survive and survive, so I just played 2 Oceanus. And a lot of times it catches people off guard in Golden Frieza because nobody expects that in Golden Frieza. But more floodgates, obviously the bread and butter of Golden Frieza is Riposte. Absolutely amazing card. We're in a non-Unison format, so I think he's even better. But again, I play against Trunks Cheetah, who does play Unison, so not very good in that matchup. But overall, it's a really good way to rest mode cards and just stall your opponent for another turn. Some power cards. I have 2 Pan and 2 Gohan. This is a really powerful engine at 2 of each. I really like it. Some people might play 2 of the 3-drop Pran, but I think 1/1 is okay. There was a lot of times where I actually did miss this card. I did wish maybe this was this one instead, because once again, the deck doesn't have much removal. So this 3-drop Pen is pseudo removal. It could come in and remove something. So potentially maybe you could do 3/3. I could see the argument for that. But the 1-drop is nice to just play it on turn 1 and just leave it be. And then later on, you could do this whole entire combo for just 3 energy instead of 4 energy. So it's pretty nice. Really cool play that came up today in my top 8 match in Worlds against Philip was he played 2 Frieza 5-drop on me, which Divine Transformation Frieza. And both of them were in rest mode because I Black Kamehameha both of them. And on my turn, I played this guy, swung twice with no pan out there. But because it's secondary auto, which says if I have a Unison in play, I could target something in rest mode, negate its skills, and then KO it. So it got rid of 2 Frieza 5s, which is absolutely amazing. So that was a really cool scenario where this card was clutch. Speaking of Frieza 5, this card is absolutely a monster to deal with. Every time I played this, I usually won that game. I think I won game 1 against Philip at like 6 life by just playing this card and just constantly swinging, and it just checks every deck. You can't negate. If you do, I tap 2 things and keep it in rest mode. 25k double strike, it doesn't leave the board. It's just so powerful. And a blocker on top of that for 1 turn. Yeah, absolutely amazing card. It was really, really strong. Going to my 1-0s, which is quite a lot, I'll start with the easy ones. Bloodlust, right? We all know gotta play that. Power Super Saiyan, gotta play that.
Insane check to go on Beast this format.
Absolutely, yeah. Cold Bloodlust against Crimson players, I just always left 1 open, made them respect it. Carrick, when I played in the LCQ, he didn't respect Bloodlust game 1, and he just went for it, and I didn't have it, which sucked. Game 2, I did have it, so it sucked for him. But yeah, Cold Bloodlust is a very polarizing card still, especially against some SCRs. Final game in top 8, again, I super comboed and put Bloodlust to the bottom. I should have kept it in my hand because it could have Bloodlusted his Gohan Piccolo SCR, and that would have actually won me the game. So yeah, Cold Bloodlust, very, very powerful card. Some more tech. 1 Chi-Chi melee Matriarch. It was against Crimson, really, just to have that in there. And I wanted to mainboard a deck that was good against Crimson in game 1 going into top 8. So because the LCQ format was best of 1 in Swiss and then best of 3 in Top Cut, I built my best of 1 deck to be somewhat good against Crimson going into a best of 3 match. So that's why I'm main decking 1 Chi-Chi. Oftentimes best of 1 pre-side, I sided her out. But
yeah, and this is a little odd too because we didn't know that your deck was going to be locked going into Worlds, right? So that was also a weird thing.
Yeah, that was actually a super weird thing because I would have brought the spice to Worlds. Moving on, 1 Champa. 1 Clan Terror Frieza. Joey hates me for this, but I think it's a pretty cool card to play. Again, some blue decks, they play Turning the Tide and they just stall you until they get there. I was scared of ramp. I was like, I'm gonna play Clan of Terror and play their Tide on my turn and then kill them. Never happened, but it did win me a couple games against other decks where I could play it for 2 by evolving on top of a riposte, and then I see their hand and I see they have no negates. All right, I'll just play my secret rare Champa in this game, you know? So hand knowledge is so important. I absolutely love it. Bergamo, he wasn't in the meta for a while, but he's slowly creeping back in. I think with all these blue decks that untap energy and all, I think Bergamo is very good. Yeah, just rest about something, tap 2. If I lock my opponent out in Crimson when I have these 2 on board, it's, yeah, pretty much GG for them. And then lastly, I have Mira, my Overwhelm choice, no Dark Brawler Overwhelm. I do kind of wish I did have Dark Brawler Overwhelm just for that spot removal, because that's the weakness of this deck. But again, Mira, Oolong, Champa, bread and butter of yellow. And lastly, just 1 cooler instead of 2, because we're also not in a very Floodgate-ish format right now. In fact, Crimson is just so good at the combo step, some Crimsons don't even play negates. So I went down to 1 cooler and more on the side, which we will get to right now. Side deck, I got 1 release from Evil, should have been 2. Really good card against Gamma, Trunks Cheetah, even Crimson, just negate leaders. And
destroys blue leaders.
Yeah, just, I should have played 2. I do regret that for sure. 2 Black Smoke, kind of a necessary card just to have. Again, best of 1 pre-side, you don't know what you're gonna go up against. Utility card, maybe some hand destruction, whatever. But sadly, it didn't come up too much. 2 Prideful Transformation Vegetas. I do play a lot of Unison, so this card comes in for free. It's just a free blocker that might potentially rest mode something. I know a lot of things have deflect nowadays, but again, I just want a free blocker, just one extra step for defense in case my riposte doesn't go through. One extra cooler, one Death Blaster for an extra check against Crimson in case, you know, I don't draw my Bloodlust. Although, as I sided it against Crimson, I realized that maybe just one Bloodlust is enough because it could get a little clunky, but it's really good against Beerus Ram. 2 Hasty Dispatch Dispo, really good against red decks that kill all your 1-drops on play. You use Dispo to bring them back and activate your leader ability. 1 Nimbus just for some more defense. I never sided it in, probably should come out. 2 Tyrannical Blow, again, good against ramp decks like Beerus, where you just stop their ramping from coming into play, or you know, from getting their effect. 2 Trunks Unison, last minute change against the mirror. I felt like, you know, maybe I do run into the mirror match, so maybe I'll play these and kill their 1-drops. Also, one game it was pretty cool. Someone sided in 1-drop hate against me, and I did randomly side this in against them, so I was able to kill their 1-drops with my Trunks. It was pretty nice. And last card, Mekagabura, also not Joey approved, but I thought it was cool. I did bring this in against, you know, Philip game 3 because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to have him play Frieza 7 on me, Bloodlust it, and then on my turn I'm gonna slam Mekagabura for 4 and steal it. And I thought it was gonna be super cool, but it didn't happen. So the thought was there.
Alright, let's check out the Z deck real quick.
That is my side deck. And yeah, Z deck, pretty standard stuff. We have 1 Surmounting for the Self-Awaken, 2 Gokus, 2 Gohans, and 2 Oolongs. I think Surmounting should have been 2 because if the first one does get counterplayed or something, you want to have a nice backup plan. And you really don't need like 2 Oolongs or even 2 Gohans for that matter. Well, maybe 2 Gohans, but 2 Oolongs usually never come up. So I could have done that. The Goku is extremely powerful against Crimson. Honestly, it's one of the things that wins you that matchup. You lock down their leader, and they can't swing, and that's a big tempo loss for Crimson. Gohan for the Gohan plays, and then Oolong to copy power and just swing in tall.
All right,
That's it.
so that's the deck. Marcus, any shout outs you want to throw out there?
No.
What's the long side for?
No one.
I'm not good at shout outs, though. I don't know who to
Wait,
shout out.
first
but
off-
Wow, maybe your team, maybe your
gotta cut this part out.
sponsors.
You gotta cut
First
this part
off,
out.
for the deck, all right?
Okay.
I need to slip this in.
Okay, all right. Now that reminded me, yes. Shout out number 1, Russell Stelzer. He put me on the deck, right? He grinded the game for me a lot. I didn't get to practice much, but he was giving me really good data, so shout out to him. Shout out to Joey for also playing with the deck a lot and giving his input. Obviously, overall, shout out to the team. We play tested. Not as much as I would have liked this time around, but yeah.
Hold up, let me get the story straight. Big J, Jordan Markle gets the first
Yes.
shout out, okay?
Shout out to Big J too, yes, because this
He
all
has his
this
deck back
build-
in Nats.
all-
Back at Nats.
Huh?
Back at Nats was when we first thought of it. Big J had the first core list with the Unisons, the whole build.
Yes.
And then he gave it to me. I played it a little bit. Obviously, I didn't play that Nats. And then I gave it to Russ. It's a whole line of it, and it like planted a seed. And now we're here.
Yeah. And also,
Team effort.
the whole
Team
entire deck, which was getting compliments all day long because of how blinged out it was all because of Big J. So big shout out to him and his big blinged out deck. Thank you for letting me borrow it. And yeah, I owe everyone on the team a big thanks for all my success.
Shout out to BBG.
Shout out to PPG for running a good event. Shout out to Mystic TCG for helping us out.
Deck Planet.
Shout out to Deck Planet for sponsoring us as well.
Shout out to Bandai for a great event.
Shout out to Bandai for a great event. Yes, they made us work today, that's for sure, but that was a lot of fun as well, going behind the scenes and doing all the production stuff.
All right, this was painful, so I'm going to chop that right
Anything
there.
else?
Thanks for watching, everybody.